May I proceed, Mr. Speaker, sir?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, and thank you so much, distinguished senators. For the record, my name is Ongoya. I'll be making the governor's closing submissions. Distinguished senators, courtesy demands that I open this process by thanking this House for the opportunity given to us as council and the opportunity given to the governor to be heard as we have been heard. The challenges associated with the time notwithstanding, we are satisfied that we have had a fair day in this honorable House. Distinguished senators, the governor invites this House to be guided by certain enduring principles that she will draw the attention of this House to. The governor invites this House to be guided by the guidance that was applied by the famous philosopher Socrates to all persons sitting in the position of judges, which you now do. 4 things belong to a judge: to listen courteously, to answer wisely, to consider soberly, and to decide impartially. There is a biblical injunction that also addresses itself to the attributes of judges. I think there's advice that was given by a man called Jethro to a man called Moses in the book of Exodus, when Jethro thought that Moses was spending significant amounts of time deciding cases. He advised him to appoint judges to help him decide disputes between the children of Israel. He gave the following attributes: able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. The governor holds this Senate in the highest possible regard and attributes these attributes that have survived the age of time to this Senate. Allow me to deal with what I consider to be some side issues that have arisen in the course of this trial and in the course of the Assembly's final submissions. Distinguished senators, an issue emerged as to whether ISPAC member number 10955, Kirimi Ibrahim Mutwiri, is an active member of ISPAC in good standing. Fortunately for us, like many other professional bodies, the data of many of us professionals is now available in the public databases of the respective professional association. Any senator who cares to search member number 10955 on the member search engine of ispac.com will get a chance to satisfy themselves as to the active status and good standing status of that member. I repeat, member number 10955, each senator is at liberty to search on the website ispac.com/search-member to establish for themselves the standing of that member. I say that with great humility because it's important that we address ourselves to the substantive issues that have kept us here and that keep us here up to now. It is not for lack of other business, the governor believes, that distinguished senators are sitting in this House after 9 p.m. to resolve this dispute. The governor believes that the issue before this Senate is so significant that it should never turn on a matter of side issues. And once senators search member number 10955 in the ispac.com search engine and establish the active and good standing status of that senator, of that accountant, my apologies, they will then form their own opinion as to who is standing on the platform of truth and who is standing on the platform of lack of truth in the conduct of these proceedings. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'll beseech the timekeepers to remind me at intervals of perhaps 15 minutes because I like managing my time as I get along. It's just my humble plea. Mr. Speaker, sir, distinguished senators, impeachment processes, as I have said before, are processes governed by law and legal principles. It is now settled by no lesser authority than the Supreme Court of the Republic of Kenya that public participation is an important pillar of the impeachment process. It therefore means that if an impeachment process is undertaken on a foundation of lack of proper public participation, then that particular impeachment process cannot stand the test of scrutiny. I want to take these senators through the public participation report in volume number 5 of the County Assembly's documents so that these senators in themselves can ascertain whether that principle was satisfied. If the senators can access volume number 5, the largest possible volume of the County Assembly's documents, I'll beseech them to look at page number 35 of that document. Page number 35 of volume 5. It is the biggest volume in the County Assembly document. And if you look at page number 35, there is a photograph on that page which is supposed to be a photograph of the members of the public attending a public participation function at Abogeta West Ward. I then, distinguished senators who have seen that photo, beseech them to look at page number 30 of the same volume. Page number 30 of that volume, which is supposed to be now the public participation event at Abogeta East Ward. On the face of it, the same people in the same sitting arrangement, taking the same posture at page number 30 at Abogeta East Ward are the same people in the same sitting arrangement taking the same posture that you'll discover at page number 35. I leave it to your able judgment about what that says of the integrity of this public participation process. But that's not enough. I'll beseech distinguished senators to turn to page number 331 of that same document. 331 of that same document. May I urge that we start at page 330 for proper context. At page 330 is a title of minutes showing that this should be a public participation event at Akirangondu Ward, in Akirangondu Ward at Machungulu Social Hall. I'll beseech distinguished senators look at minute number 3, which runs from page number 331. And I want you to look at the entire of that minute from where it starts all the way overleaf to page 332. To make my point, I would ask the senators, while keeping their finger on that minute, to turn to page number 373 of the same bundle. While keeping a finger on this page 331, to turn to page 373 of that bundle. they will see that these are supposed to be minutes of a public participation function in Meru ward at a place called Kimiri MCK. These are supposed to be events done on the same day at the same time. You realize that minute number 3 of those minutes starts at page 374 and turns over leaf to page number 375. These minute takers somehow meticulously used the same words word for word across 1.5 pages of minute taking of an objectively taken set of minutes. Distinguished senators, while at it, I want you to turn to page 390 of that same bundle. When you turn to page number 390, you'll come across a public participation event that apparently took place in Igembe East Ward at a place called Karaune MCK. And just for comparison, I will then urge you to turn to page number 393. 393, which is supposed to be a public participation event in Adiru Rugine Ward. I try to understand how to pronounce this name in Meru language, a lot of difficulty. Adiru Rugine Ward at a place called Akune MCK. Putting your finger on those 2 minutes, I want you to look at minute number 3 of each of those 2 minutes. The one at page 390 starts from page 390 through page 391 all the way to page 392. And the one starting at page 393, minute 3 starts at page 393 through page 394 all the way to page 395. And you'll discover those minutes use the same words in the same order, the same sentences in the same order, word for word, across 3 pages of minutes. I leave it to able judgments, applying this Socratic standard that I have just prescribed for this sentence. Courteously, you answer wisely, you consider soberly, and you decide impartially, distinguished senators. Would you say that this is a public participation process that passed the requisite test of integrity? I just want to demonstrate one thing which can be done without taking too much time, which is page 332 of that document. At page 332 of that document, which is part of the minutes of a public participation event taking place at in Akirangondu Ward at Machungulu Social Hall, at minute number 4. At minute number 4, you'll come, sorry, my apologies. I want us to go to page, my apologies. I misled you when I referred to 332. I want us to refer to 370. Let me see where this brings out the point, then I can conclude just that we don't waste a lot of time. Let me look at 373. If it doesn't, I'll just go to the next minute, then we clear that in a short while. Yes. Thank you so much. That is the one. I wanted to look at page 332, minute number 4 at Akirangondu Ward. The minute taker says as follows: members of the public, upon equal and fair representation from across the locations in the ward, ended the meeting at 1 p.m. Full stop. A member of staff from the county assembly gave closing remarks and thanked members of the public for exercising their constitutional mandate and conducting their exercise peacefully and inclusively. When you go to page number 375, which are minutes of a completely different ward, you also see minute number 4 in Meru ward, where members of the public, upon equal and fair representation from across the locations in the ward, ended the meeting at 1 p.m. A member of staff from the county assembly gave the closing remarks and thanked members of the public for exercising their constitutional mandate and conducting the exercise peacefully and inclusively. The same minute, the same words in the same order. I spoke here about some things being too fantastic to be true. Distinguished senators, these are the sort of things I was referring to. Normal human fallibilities militates against this kind of coincidences. I'll briefly make that point by looking at page 392. At page 392, of the minutes from Igembe eastward. Page 392, after Roman 11 up there, there is an entry, a lady who spoke and was not in support of the impeachment motion said that since the governor was a woman, the MCS were planning to impeach out and needs to give her time to work and complete her term. It follows, another one said that she doesn't support the impeachment motion because the governor is the only senior-most politician from Meru County. I want us to turn to page 395, which is part of the minutes from Adhiru Rujine ward. Just after Roman number 11, a lady who spoke and was not in support of the impeachment motion said that since the governor was a woman, the MCS were planning to impeach her out and needs to give her time to work and complete her term. It follows, another one said that she doesn't support the impeachment motion because residents of Meru County are tired with these unending fights between the governor and the MCS. Distinguished senators, I leave it to your able judgment as able men, such as fear God, of truth, hating covetousness, using this standard of Jethro as he advises Moses, to determine for yourself the quality of public participation that underwrites this motion. We are looking at a document that is 1,344 pages. Time cannot allow us to continue with this kind of analysis, but the point has been made. Allow me to move to the next point. I want to deal with the various allegations that have been made against the governor in this impeachment motion. If you look at the impeachment motion at count number 1, the governor is accused of gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, and a general allegation of violations of laws is made there. The burden for us is to establish whether the ground in support of that allegation has been made.